I love business gurus. They suck. I read a lot, and I mean a lot, about business. I'm an addict at this point, a total junkie. My addiction started in around 2013. I wanted to learn how to be a successful writer, so I downloaded hundreds of podcasts related to the topic: narrative structure, book marketing, etc. I realized that the only way I would become a successful writer was to understand the business side. Obviously, I never became a successful writer, but my studies led me to read more generally about business. And when I studied business, I fell in love with it. I bought books, I downloaded podcasts, I took courses, I learned everything I possibly could, whether it was immediately relevant to me or not. Along the way, I read a lot of diamonds, and I also found tons of steaming hot garbage. And sometimes I found diamonds and garbage in the same book. The amount of snake oil in the business section at any bookstore should be illegal. Vote for me and I will imprison the authors of shit-tier business books. There's one particular guy whose entire shtick is to talk really fast and pretend he's super excited about literally everything. Oh my God, guys, I'm freaking out right now. This is so exciting. His name is Russell Brunson. He runs a lot of ads on social media where he, quote, gives away a free book. But when you click through his offer, you find that you have to pay $7 for shipping. His books are full of genuinely useful tips and tricks, but they are also full of overwhelming amounts of fake enthusiasm and overblown promises. His diamonds to dog shit ratio is roughly 1-to-1. If you want a ton of advice that you can implement right fucking now, Russell Brunson is 400 levels ahead of most hustle grind biz dev gurus. Most of his competitors waste your time bullshitting about strategy, but Russell actually delivers, and I really respect him for that. I respect him for respecting my time. But there's one specific thing he says that pisses me off and makes me want to stop reading his books. One of his first products was nutritional supplements. So if your scam radar is screaming right now, you're correct. Russell says the best kind of weight loss product is one that lets you lose weight quickly without suffering and without giving up delicious carbs. He actually sold a product like that. It was some ketosis related bullshit. This absolutely murders his credibility as far as I'm concerned. Ketosis is probably a beautiful, wonderful, miraculous thing, but when you sell something that you pitch as weight loss without suffering in the gym and without giving up carbs, like, is that the kind of customer you want, dude? A lazy piece of shit who wants results without effort? You want to deal with that kind of person? You want to indulge that delusional fantasy? That's like when Derek Hughes writes things like, if you want to write, period, then you should write. I used to write, now I get readers. What are you talking about, Derek? People are dying for snake oil, and there will always be someone ready to deliver. Derek and Russell are more than happy to take dollars from dipshits. Let's contrast Russell Brunson against another guru who I have studied, Ramit Sethi. Ramit has one of the scammiest sounding company names in the history of snake oil. I will teach you to be rich. But when you dig into his teachings, you find some very solid personal finance advice. He came up with his business name in his early 20s, and now he is known as the I will teach you to be rich guy, so that sucks. But his business philosophy is totally different from Russell Brunson. Ramit actively pushes people away from his courses. He doesn't let people with credit card debt join his expensive programs, whereas Russell says, if you don't believe your customer should go into debt to buy your product, do you really believe in it? Ramit writes long, detailed sales pages designed to weed out people who are too lazy to read. Every step along his buyer's journey is filled with roadblocks. His philosophy is, I'm not looking for everyone, I only want the right people. The right people, for him, are smart, hardworking, focused on the long term, not lazy, frazzled people desperate to make $1 million in the next 2 days. So basically the polar opposite of Tim Denning's audience. So let's compare these biz dev gurus with Octavio Paz. Octavio is not a biz dev guru. He is a giant in Latin American literature. He wrote Labyrinth of Solitude when he was a filthy commie scumbag. By the way, I was a Navy SEAL of communism, so I know what I'm talking about here. His ideological allies killed 100 million people in 100 years. And yet he doesn't get anywhere near the scorn that we heap on people like Russell Brunson and Ramit Sethi. Society holds business advice to a different standard, perhaps a higher standard. We can disagree politically with someone but still appreciate their fiction. I like Octavio Paz's Labyrinth of Solitude, even though his buddies killed 100 million people. But when it comes to business advice, we dismiss someone's entire existence just because we disagree with a sales tactic. I do this with Derek Hughes. He writes generic pablum and doesn't know how to use commas, so I acquire the nuclear launch codes and target his house. I mean, people hate Donald Trump, but they really hate Grant Cardone. If Grant were a household name like Trump, we would see riots in every major city. People cannot stand Grant Cardone. Is it because we see the biz dev gurus as preying on weak, innocent victims? I think so. Society is quick to judge people like Russell and Grant because most people have never tried to start a business. We see Russell giving away a book but charging $7 for shipping, and it's easy to say, this whole book is probably garbage because he says it's free but you have to pay $7 for shipping. What a scam! But actually, $7 is a reasonable price for shipping. Believe me, nobody is getting rich by mailing out $7 books. If you disagree with this point, by the way, fucking try it. Russell is not making money on that free book with $7 shipping. He's making money on the things that he sells after he has convinced you to pay for shipping. He has a sales funnel. He sells you a book, then he sells you a video course, then he sells you business software. Anybody who has spent even 1 second reading about business knows that this is what you need to do. This is what all businesses should do. But people just see an ad for a free book on social media and then piss their pants and scream, "How dare you charge me $7?" Bro, just don't buy the damn book. Or better yet, do what I did. Acquire the book via extra legal methods and then read it and decide whether it's good or not. Marxists like Octavio Paz killed 100 million people in less than 100 years. Meanwhile, snake oil salesmen sold some useless crap and got chased out of town. As Anton Ego said in Ratatouille, you know what I'm craving? A little perspective. So that's the end. If you enjoy these kinds of unhinged rants, I will have more in the future. Perhaps hit the subscribe button. I would be very grateful. I'll see you next time.